guys, thanks so much for tuning into Leah's Love. I am thrilled and honored to be here with you. So I've finally gotten the hang of posting videos on social media, and I'm confident that I'll be able to do it consistently now. So these oracle card pulls that I've been doing, I'm going to turn into a series where I am doing a weekly reading every Monday at 9 a.m. So if you found that this has been a fruitful series, or if you'd like weekly guidance on what to do and look out for as the week goes on, be sure to tune into my YouTube channel. It's Leah's Love, L-I-A_S, Love. I will be posting there consistently every Monday at 9 a.m. I can't promise that I will get this up on the other channels as quickly, but for sure every Monday at 9, this weekly oracle card guidance will be posted. So make sure you subscribe so you get a notification when that happens, to get you right for the week so you know what to look out for and what to focus on and what's coming, to be as prepared as you can be. So this week I decided to do something a little different because I like to keep it fresh than what we've done for the past couple of weeks. Instead of pulling a card for every couple of days, I wanted us to work with a little bit of celestial energy. So this week starts off with a waning gibbous moon, and that is all about revising and releasing our energy. And so I did a 4-card pull about that. But before I get into the pull, I actually need you guys to do something. So take a moment and focus on one thing, one big thing going on in your life that you need clarity and or resolution on. So I'm going to give you one moment. So think about it. What do you need clarity and resolution on? Hold that thought in your mind. What is that one thing? What is that one thing? Okay, you got it? That's what this reading is about for you. All right, so I did a 4-card pull where the first card we're going to be focusing on what we need to revise. The second card we're going to be focusing on what we need to release. The third card is what we need to focus on for the week. And then the fourth card is just a general energy. So remember what that thing I just told you to think about, that one thing in your life that you really needed to work on. That's what I'm going to be speaking to as I do this reading. Okay, so the first card that I pulled was Observer. So in regards to that one thing you thought about, you want to be thinking about Observer in regards to how you're going to revise your energy with that this week. So Observer speaks to the idea of changing your perspective, right? And how apropos that we're talking about revising our energy, and we pull Observer and how we're changing how we're looking at things. So the appearance of this card really talks to the idea of how we've been perceiving this situation. It's no longer serving us. We need to get outside of ourselves. We need to think about other ways to look at this situation. We need to consider the other people involved. We need to consider the circumstances. We need to consider how things have been happening, and in taking all of those things in consideration, utilize them to change our perspective in regards to how we're looking at this specific situation. And doing that is going to help us take the next big leap. When I did this reading, I also looked at this card and saw it's like I'll put a picture up of the card, but it's got like a blue and orangish sky, and the blue really stood out to me, which made me think of the idea of also changing our colors, right? So again, that's in the same vein of changing our perspective, but even if it's something as simple, like if you're working on something artistic or something visual and you've been working with a specific color palette, literally change your colors. But if it's not artistic and it's something else, thinking about changing the energy that we're putting into it. So if it's been something that we've been working on really aggressively, like backing off. If it's something that we've been really hands off on, lean into it, okay? So changing our perspective is the energy that we want to revise on that one thing that we thought of as we began this reading. Okay, and what we need to release this week is our thinking. I pulled Thinker. We need to release our current or old thinking patterns on this same issue, right? So again, they are no longer serving us. What we've been thinking about this issue is no longer serving us, and we need to think in a totally different way. We need to revise our strategy and renew our strategy. And this is, for some reason, I got the sense that this is also about timing, right? Like we have been thinking about this thing in a way that may have served us a little bit, but hasn't been giving us the results, and we feel like our action or inaction has been part of the reason for why it hasn't been working out so well for us, but that actually it's not even those things or our thinking that has made it ineffective. The timing of it wasn't really great. So if we take the time to release the way that we've been thinking about it, and we try and revise and change the way that we're thinking about it, that the timing is good for us to do this. Also, writing a list about it, like if to change the thinking patterns, maybe write down about this thing, what have I been thinking, so you can see clearly, and then on one side, right, and then on the other side, write how can I think differently, and write a list of like new ways that you can approach this situation. And this again is in line with changing our perspective, like changing how we're observing it, changing also how we're thinking about it, and you know, still keeping in mind what we thought about observer, you know, all of the other people and other circumstances involved too. And then when I pulled the third card, I pulled focus, we were thinking about our focus. I pulled building blocks and protection. And so that really talks about the idea of us having a foundation within this circumstance and really needing to rebuild it, right? So the foundation that we have has cracks in it, it's not working, we need to completely re-up it, redo it. And so going kind of back to the drawing board, things haven't been falling into place because the timing has not been right. So going back to the drawing board and really thinking about the goals of the project is really important. So starting off, or the circumstance is really important. Thinking about what you want to achieve and revising that plan from the bottom. So back to one, because I know it's a little confusing this week. First card is about what energy we're revising, and that is changing our perspective. Second, we're thinking about what energy we're releasing, and that's our thought patterns. We're changing to new thought patterns. And then the third is what we're focusing on, and we're focusing on how we're building up, like what our foundation is and what our strategy is, how we're building this whole situation or circumstance up. Again, from the ground up, not from what we have been working on in the past. And then the general energy for the entire week is yang, which is all about action. And so funny, because as I said, we're dealing with the celestial energy, and we're talking about how we're revising, how we're releasing, how we're refocusing. It is all about action. So whether it's as simple as writing a list, or whether it is actually getting into the first steps of the projects or the situation that we're trying to work on, action is really important this week. So keeping these three things in mind, and doing it aggressively, because now is our time. The timing is a good time to shine and to get things going. So that is our card pull for the week. And again, like I said, I worked with celestial energy this week because I feel like this is a really good time for us to recenter ourselves, because we have a full moon coming up, and with the full moon we get to work on manifestation. So I'll do a manifestation card pull around that time, but doing this week is going to help set us up for the manifestation that we're going to do in like a week or so. So getting it's kind of like we're getting our affairs in order, so that when it's time to decide what we want to manifest, that like we're like locked and loaded. That's a really poor analogy, but you get what I'm saying. But anyway, all right, so that is the pull for the week. I had a blast hanging out with you guys. I'm wishing everyone an amazing week, and thank you for joining me. I'm sending you all of the love. Take it easy. Bye.